What's going on, guys? My name is Simon. I want to show you guys how to replace your rear shocks on an E91. I already started this job, but I'll make sure to give you guys all the necessary tips so you're not breaking interior trim or any sort of bad stuff like that. So let's just get straight into it. So I have the interior trim apart right now. This is pretty self-explanatory, just a panel here. I'll show it to you guys in a second. The hardest part so far about this job is this top trim right up here. They are kind of a nightmare to take off, but after you get, oh, wrong side, my fault. Here, we can cut this out. Here's what we got to do. You have a pop clip right here. You have a little Torx screw right here. You have two Torx screws holding in this. And the worst part is this trim that sits over it. So I'll show you the back side of it. It's like a 5-step process to get this trim off without like snapping it in half. So we have this side. You want to pry up on this first, and then you get your bone tool, pop this side out. So you'll have this side will be loose, and then kind of work your way around with kind of like a bone tool like this to kind of pop the other clips off. And then we're gonna go on to the other side. Oh, this will be hard to film. You have, if you see that little tiny plastic hook, this sits right in here. So you just get like a little pocket screwdriver and you just bend this little flap back to untrap it from the housing. And then the last one you want to get is, if you can see, this hook right here. The hook is going towards the inside of the cabin. So you want to get your screwdriver. I usually get a longer screwdriver than this, but you kind of want to go in after you snake this seatbelt out. You want to go in and depress that, push it away, push it towards the outside of the car, and then lift up. And you should be able to get this off. All right, now next step is we need to make sure you have this little piece of trim out. It just pops off. And then we're gonna get this torque bolt out. And then I'll see you guys in the next step. Ooh, we have another, I think that would be a, okay, yeah, okay. We have another T20 hiding. Also, be careful because you're working right next to glass, so. Don't forget this little pop clip here. Oh. Just like that. You have this trim removed. Okay, so there is the top of our shock. So we have these little prongs right here that are holding down this nut in place so that they don't walk off. So what I did to get them out of the way so I can take this nut off is use just a little pry bar tool like this, and you can even use like a panel clip remover pry bar and just kind of wedge it in between and then just kind of like push them out of the way. Then we should be able to just take our impact and zip it off. Just like that. And then you just do the exact same thing on the other side. that we got all of the trim off, we got our top hat nuts. We're going to go ahead and remove the wheel. And then under here, you can see 2 E-Torx bolts on this arm. They are E12s. So we're just gonna undo these 2. Don't forget, after you get those 2 E12 E-Torx bolts out, you have this 17.
Great heavens. Sorry, I just put it in.
Now, theoretically, we should be able to compress this shock like so. And then remove it from the vehicle. I said remove it from the vehicle. Oh wow, all right. Something that I had to fight with a little bit was getting this mount out of the seat for this lower arm here. So what I did was just compress the shock as much as you can, and then I kind of pushed it out and then towards the front of the vehicle, and then I was able to just kind of snake it out. It just takes a little bit of fiddling with, but you guys got it. Ugh, this thing is so gross. Oh my God, bro. What the? All right, guys, so we have our shock all apart. What I like to do is I like to make sure I have everything in order on how it's taken apart. So we have all these components we want to make sure we put together correctly with all of our new ones. We have to use this little metal top piece, but that's okay. Also, very, very important is anytime rubber and metal is contacting each other, we need to lubricate it with some petroleum jelly. Because if you don't, you're gonna hear a lot of squeaking, and it's really frustrating after you spend all this time and energy getting a new part. So we definitely don't want that to happen. Something else we need to do, we need to make sure that we prime our new shocks. And the way we prime our new shocks is we slowly depress it all the way down until it stops. Once. And twice. Then we can go ahead with our reassembly and lubrication, and we'll get this back up in the vehicle. Now that we have our new shock put together in the correct order, we're now going to install it into the vehicle now. I also wanted to show you guys how to tell if your shock's gone bad. Is basically like how I was showing you guys with how making sure you guys prime your shocks before you install it. If we depress this one, and just nothing really happens. It doesn't return to its undepressed state. It just kind of sits there. So that's when you know it is well past due for some new shocks. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bolted back up so that this customer can get down the road. Basically, the installation is the reverse of the removal that I showed you guys. I'm gonna try to make sure I get the torque specs included in the description, but I just wanted to show you guys, especially the interior trim is the hardest part. Once you're under the car, it's pretty self-explanatory. Get it in, compress it, you know, make sure you prime your shocks, put everything back the way it came out, and you guys should be good to go. Don't forget the petroleum jelly. I don't want you guys dealing with squeaky suspension. But you guys have a wonderful day. If you guys need anything to do with BMW or German cars in general, just send it down to Bavarian Auto Clinic, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.